But one thing that you mentioned that is actually is a pretty good idea. Recruiting your current customers as influencers. First of all, you wouldn't pay them anything, and they bought the product, and they probably have an opinion. And I was just thinking, if you go back and look at your reviews, those who posted positive review, they would be the perfect candidates, right? Because they probably also posted some videos and things like that. So they would be the perfect influencers, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think of it like you kind of have a diverse portfolio approach, right? You've got these customers, positive reviewers, um, you can gift, you can get some um, secured posts from that. That's kind of like your, bit of an incubator. Maybe some of those graduate into your next stage. Then you have a slice of influencer where, they're falling into maybe a little bit higher follower count. But as you said, that engagement rate is more important. That comments, the excitement and passion of the use of their followers, those might start to get into the range of, okay, they're willing to utilize an affiliate link to get paid on performance basis. Maybe some of them start to justify doing some small flat fees to say, hey, $500 will get you X number of posts. It's not going to break the bank, but you're moving up. And then I think sometimes you have a slice of influencers where, hey, this is a sizable follower account. Maybe we start to get north of 100,000. I have my like list of definitions of like nano and over a certain size means they're a macro influencer, et cetera. Maybe you're not getting in the million followers yet, but then you're talking about definite flat fee, uh, probably more stringent agreements, and then that balanced portfolio is really important. And then you can kind of play with the mix. You might realize, okay, we overspent a little bit on paid. Maybe we want to reel back. Or, hey, um, we introduced paid here. It didn't nail it on the first one. But just like any marketing, it takes some time. Sometimes you can get the second time they post, the third time they post is surprisingly can perform much better than the first one because you're kind of warming up that audience. So those are some things to think about when you're thinking about kind of like dividing and conquering and what types of partner influencers to recruit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's the approach where you are paying somebody a flat fee because they have a high number of followers. I mean, they may have a, a large group of people follow them, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be successful with your product, right? So you always want
Exactly.
to test. You want to test and see what they can accomplish, and then go from there.
Exactly. And I think to that point is it's a huge piece. It's very important, right? Whenever we're suggesting a partner or an influencer affiliate, we've got a lot of historical data to lean on to say, hey, this type of partner performs really well with this type of brand and vice versa. And so we're using a lot of historical data. We're using a lot of customer, advertiser fed data. We're looking at existing data in platform. And then we're kind of making determinations based on that to say, hey, this is likely to perform. And in a very high percentage of the time, we're talking north of 80%. I mean, we're getting ROI on our spend, period. So that's the goal. It's not to do branded placements that don't get anything. I think you make a great point. I would also say there's an ancillary benefit, maybe a mild pivot here, but we can get a whitelist agreement. If you can get a partner to say, hey, you know what, for X amount, I'll give you rights to this great review to distribute across your paid channels. This can really perform well, and it kind of really ties together one of our reasons for being, which is getting really amplifying that trust element. People want to see and trust you, and if they see an influencer that's got some credibility, or CNN or Wirecutter, Raven, given a good review, and then you get the rights to port that into your paid social ads. It's a great kind of arsenal in your repertoire to complement your branded content, your video, your user generated content. So that whitelisting strategy is really important.
Yeah.